Have I gone deaf? What's happening?
Maybe. Welcome back to KH2Rando. I'm Seriously Sterling. I'll be one of your commentators today.
And I am Crazy Comics. I will be your other commentator for today.
This is our exciting match versus Sonicshadowsilver2 and BDButt in the losers bracket, which means whoever loses today is done, and whoever wins is to go on to face Ragnoth in, I guess, kind of the semi-finals of the losers bracket, however you want to think about that.
Yep. Yeah, either way, it's going to be a really good matchup today, and yeah, we're a few minutes away from getting started whenever the runners are ready.
Yeah, should be going shortly, given that they're both seated up. Timer's ticking down.
Heck yeah. Yeah, taking a quick look at the trackers, just seeing that there's a single 5 in LOD, there's a single 5 in 100 Acre Wood, so it's looking to be an interesting seed.
2 guaranteed 5s there. There's an 8, yeah? Mm-hmm. It's an 8 in LOD, I think. Small
yes.
number. Yes, okay, yeah. Big ol' 40 in Port Royal and 45 in Hollabash. Like the big numbers.
We like the big numbers, but another world that's a big number is STT, which kind of hate to see, but
love to see it.
You love to see it. I mean, it's definitely going to make it interesting if it comes down to an STT play.
Mm-hmm. And if STT finally pays out, even though, you know, every, like, I forget what the math would exactly be, but like 1 in 6 seeds, somewhere in that frame, it should.
Right. Yeah, so we're getting our usual play into Pride Lands. It's a 16, so there's quite a few options of what it could be. There could be a 7 and a 9 there. There can be.
There it is.
Oh well, there's
confirmed.
There's your 9. Heck yeah! So it's a 7 and a 9. I called it. Woo!
Way to go!
Yeah. Woo!
You just keep that clairvoyance on, and everything will be great.
I've got Zach let me borrow his metal detector for for the weekend, so
excellent.
Yeah, Chad. Tell us in chat who you think is going to win this matchup. It's going to be definitely a close race. Yeah, both these runners are extremely talented. Both have gotten very far in this tournament and very far in this losers bracket. So,
yeah. Anybody who's made it this far, actually anybody who made it to the double elimination stage is just an excellent player.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a highly competitive league this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so we got some bets on Sonic, we got some bets on BDButt, so looks like chat's pretty split, and yeah, so taking another look around the tracker, Agrabah is a 10, so that's either a 3 and a 7 or a 5 and a 5. The World That Never Was is a 14, which is, again, one of those scary numbers where it can either be a 7 and a 7, which is your first thought, but it could also be a 9 and a 5. Play a trick on you, same with Halloween Town. So you're getting a lot of those numbers that could swing a few different ways aside from your bigger numbers.
Yeah. Too many combinations in those bigger numbers.
Right.
Early drive converter and item slots, those are nice. Good utility to have for later. Drives are a 0, so we don't have to worry about leveling things, but a few forms are just nice to have leveled.
Yeah, it's always good to level final form, master form for movement in core specifically, limit form for your one-on-one boss fights. Yeah, so those are usually the forms that you would stick to. Valor and Wisdom can get some love, but I mean, they're not the most useful tools in your toolbox that you can go to.
Especially with movement these days, we don't have to rely on them for early movement.
Right. So it's not looking like the magic that's here wants to show itself. We'll see if Simba has it. And
There
he
it
does. It's a
is.
magnet.
All right. Hori Slash, an item slot, wisdom, and a magnet. Not a bad start.
Yeah, that's definitely a good set to work out with. The magnet giving you a little bit of early crowd control is always a good thing to see, especially with LOD being on the board with a guaranteed 5. Having crowd control going into that room is usually a very good thing to have.
Yeah. Both our players headed straight into Agrabah. Another good early play. Make use of that death abuse while we are nice and fragile.
Heck yeah.
Early Chicken Little. So, guaranteed 2 5s in Agrabah. Get to see what the second one is, hopefully. Otherwise, they might be back later after a boot.
Yeah. It's always good to get some chicken early on in your run, because that's another method of crowd control. Especially for Port Royal, you usually see the chicken come out and help you with all those groups that come out.
Yeah. Chicken's just another great utility summon, a lot like Stitch. If you're low on magic, though, Chicken's kind of your go-to.
Mm-hmm. Or don't want to spend all of your magic on well, later on they'll get more magic, but definitely later on, if they don't want to use all their magic on magnets, they can use it on fires or blizzards or whatever they want to hurt the enemies. So. Right,
so the Bazaar. Always such a death trap.
It's always such a death trap, but it's also really good for getting some nice on-the-go levels.
True. Those reaction commands are handy.
Mm-hmm. And the Fat Bandits also hurting their own guys is also pretty fun. Now we're making our way into the Cave of Wonders, and as of right now, we're still on the hunt for whatever that other 5 is. And there it is. It's once more.
Little piece of safety early, and another world. Well, our second world, I guess, off the checklist. Don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. That's also 2 5s off the board early, which is a good thing to see. But one thing we'd also like to see right now is we'd like to see some hints. We'd like to know where certain things are, and get some 5s off the board in terms of this 5 is here, so we don't have to go there, or kills off that world or something like that.
Yeah. Any information early is good information.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when it tries to tell you things you've already picked up.
Yep. No crab hints.
Yeah.
We're making a play into Disney Castle on BDButt's side. It's a
Sonic.
13. So.
Yeah, Sonic continuing the shotgun LOD.
And of course, it's one of those no crap reports in Disney Castle saying that once more is in Agrabah.
We did get a decent report out of LOD. Beast Castle has a blizzard. Takes that to a 13, which is a much better number.
Takes that 13 down to a 6, actually, and so that's a magic in 2 reports.
Oh, Sonic's tracker is not auto-mathing. Interesting.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm watching on the restream, and it's and yeah, big brain plays over here.
Apparently, Sonic likes doing math on the fly, so kudos to Sonic.
Oh, we love math.
We're not Pokemon speedrunners here.
Oh, no. Alright, so BDButt's working his way into Space Paranoids. Sonic is gonna die in Halloween Town. Well, try to die, and there you go.
Live with one hit. Unfortunate.
It happens.
Best reasons to play on crit. You can die fast.
Yeah. It's the only time we want to die fast is in these early fights. Later on, you really don't want to die at all.
Nonsense. Then we can just get to the next attempt faster.
Yes. Of course. Of course. We can figure out who the boss is.
Zyrex? Oh, fine. Slap me once, I'll get you the next time. Alright, you slap me again, I'll get you the next time.
Oh, yeah. It do be like that. Alrighty, so we're
early money pouch coming in handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're also going to be getting some levels on Sonic's side from this fight in Christmas Town. Also getting a fire out of there, so that 14 has become 2 7s.
Ooh, final form on levels.
Oh, there you go.
Don't have to grind that one out, which is nice. Yeah, good early form to find.
I was going to remark it's either 3 reports or a form, and of course the game says, it's a form.
Huh?
Form, you say? Yeah, getting that early final form is always a good find. It is the best form to find in terms of combat and movement and everything like that. So having that early and getting some levels on that for possible Zigbar strats or really any fight
really anything.
Yeah. Zigbar's the one that comes to mind because of the final fire loop that you can do on.
Which Sonic has a fire out of Halloween Town. So correct. Things like Hollow Bastion and Twilight Town are both very open to him. Pretty much up to Final Fantasy fights and or through Mansion in Twilight Town.
Right. Yeah. Also found a Reflect in OC and of another fire.
Yeah.
So find
OC paying out. Sonic about to find him.
And finding both of those has turned OC into an 11, which, aside from a great number to turn your amp up to, it is also means that there is a 5 in that world. So we will possibly have to go back there. And there's also 2 reports, so we can get a lot more information out of it as well.
Yeah. If only we had like a magnet burst or that second magnet or a thunder or...
If we had like 13 different things.
Yeah, one more of 13 different things.
Absolutely. Well, and also a good thing to have for an OC for Haze Escape specifically is Wisdom form, because while Auron is in your party, you can't transform into your both party member forms, so like Final Form, Master Form, stuff like that. So really the only forms you can turn into are Valor, Wisdom, and Limit. And out of all of those, the one with the best magic and the one with the best movement is Wisdom. So Wisdom is a pretty good thing to have for Haze's Escape whenever they decide to do it.
Yeah. We don't start, I don't believe, with Olympus Stone, though.
We do. I think we do, yeah.
Okay.
Been playing a bunch of different tournaments. All the settings get jumbled around in your head and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we got the membership card unlocking the door in Hollow Bastion. We got the Olympus Stone unlocking forms in OC. So most of those are on. Most of those items that will help you in specific worlds.
That and the 2 most important ones, Movement and Stat Sanity.
Correct. Now, something I will remark, BDButt in those fights didn't quite get up to level 10, which is where Final Form is, so he still does not have Final Form. So we are
See,
anxiously awaiting.
yeah, it will change his routing a little bit, knowing that that's not on the table.
Mhm.
We still have enough shotgun left. He might hit it in his next world he pushes into combat, but.
Mm-hmm. But the runners are kind of trading places here, going to the shotguns that the other runners haven't gone to, just to kind of clear everything out, get as much information as possible, and get all of your starting kit together to push further into certain worlds. And like you said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if Sonic and BD, once he finds that level 10 final form, I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed Hollow Bastion or Twilight Town.
Oh. Sonic's going to do the mini push and head into Timeless River.
Ooh. Not a bad play, because 10's one of those scary numbers with it being either a 7 and a 3 or 2 5s. And with this being early on, a lot of options for what it could be. So
yeah.
BD is just got final form in Port Royal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did those opening fights. Looks like he's going to continue on.
I'm surprised he's not using the chicken here in these fights.
Thought about it, and then opted for final form. Because Wisdom would also level here reasonably well.
Right. Because here's the thing, even though there are nothing on drive forms, that doesn't mean they're still... that doesn't mean they're completely useless. Like, there's going to be...
little power boosts pretty much to every single one, and it's just a matter of if the situation fits.
There's power boosts. There could also be abilities on there that aren't necessarily important checks, but you may want to find your magnet bursts, your explosions, MP haste, and stuff like that to help you out.
A nice find for BD, but Master Form was in those early checks. Looks like he's headed out, which makes sense. Lack of a blizzard or a thunder to help with those skeleton fights, or explosion, or just because you have Chicken Little does not make that minute fight free.
Right. Yeah. He is moving into Hollow Bastion, so we will start to whittle down that 45.
Yeah, I'm excited. Ooh, Magna Burst on level 12. I like that.
Ooh, I'd like to see it.
Yep.
Now, if its old friend Combo Master can come out, that would be a very cool combination to have.
Or negative combo.
A combo as well.
Finishing leap. Nice.
There we go.
Let's get those finishers.
Heck yeah.
And Berserk Charge. Alright.
Oh yeah. Something else that BDButt found in there was a report that says that Space Paranoids has torn pages. So that is one of our 5s off the board in terms of hints.
Right. But we just turned a 15 into a 10, so I don't know that the situation got any better.
It didn't, but at least we know one of the 5s is there.
Sure. But Hundred Acre is one of our other 5s.
Correct. BDButt going to new jail. Twilight Town 1.
Yeah.
And found a blizzard right in the opening checks. And meanwhile, Sonic is working his way through Timeless River, found a report that says OC has a fire, and also found a thunder. So we are done here in Disney Castle.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to trace some steps in Hollow Bastion. Excellent.
There we go.
Also find that report.
Yeah, something interesting to note. And I don't know about you, Surly, but the way BD is playing some of these worlds seems kind of off to me. Just looking at, he didn't go to the up to the 1 minute fight in Port Royal. He cut out before getting on the ship. Hollow Bastion he cut out before the Bailey fight. Just some interesting places that he's entering and exiting worlds at.
Some of this makes sense to me. Bailey fight without tools is slow, right? He had just picked up Magnet Burst, so personally, I probably would have done it. I would have gone to Rowan's house, put on Magnet Burst, and gone and done that fight. So that one, yeah. But now going up to Minute Fight in Port Royal kind of makes sense. You only get like 2 more checks on your way there.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess while you are there, like in that room, and your choice is to either transition into it or go back to the save point. So I guess I'm perfectly okay with his Port Royal decision. The Hollow Bastion one, especially given his form layout, going through corridors and then going into Hollow Bastion 2 makes perfect sense to me, which is exactly what Sonic's doing.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get final form up as much as we can right now. It's you can go up to level 5 on it, which is very good level for most fights that you would use them in, like boss fight wise.
Yeah. Final 5 will carry you through most things.
Right. And Sonic getting through Bailey. Alright, so Sonic's going back into Hollow Bastion, and BDButt is continuing through Twilight Town to the tower. And yeah, Twilight Town's still an 18, and Hollow Bastion is still a 42. So it is.
We did find Stitch in the station there. So Twilight Town's down to a 13.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, Stitch is definitely a good find for keeping your MP up and everything like that throughout the room.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have 2 great summons already.
Mm-hmm.
All the summons have their uses. We just don't see genies very often.
Right.
Requires some effort to genie. And then Pan has some very specific lanes that Pan's good in, but they're very useful lanes.
Yeah. So some interesting finds. We found a torn page in Twilight Town, which makes it an 8. So there is still another 5 here, which is extremely interesting. And
3 5s.
3 5s. What a concept. And then
we got that. We know what that 5 is.
Correct.
Sonic's on the hint. Nice. So we got Peter Pan as well for that last 5 somewhere in Twilight Town.
Right. Which is, it's such a weird thing, because when you, I'm trying to think, the 3 5s, usually you would think one of them would be the proof. So that's probably what BD is thinking, is like, if there's 3 5s in this world, one of them's got to be the proof. Like the last one has to be, right?
He only has 6 5s left to find.
Mm-hmm.
So odds are in his favor. It's 50-50, whether it's a proof or not.
Right. So, yeah.
But I would fully expect to see Sonic push Twilight Town after he does the initial core and probably Dancer fight here.
Right. Yeah, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he pushed through core. I mean, actually, no, he doesn't have Master Form. My bad.
It doesn't have Master Form.
The runs are starting to blend together in my head.
Right,
so.
right. Yeah. It's nice that they both went into big, long worlds. To provide some of that difference. Helps keep the commentators confused.
Yeah. It's all one big run in our heads.
I still remember BDButt's first run in the Double Elimination Tournament, so it's just like, nope, that didn't. The wrong run.
Right.
Keep it together.
So Hollow Bastion is turning out to be quite the library. We have found our third report. This one, another no crap report of Source Heart having final form. But just with how much information is coming out of Hollow Bastion, it's not all been information that we already know. Yeah, it's actually been pretty useful 2 out of 3 times.
Ooh, Sonic's going to do this with Aerial Dodge 1.
Ooh.
I'm willing to learn.
Yeah, I am not surprised.
I know it's possible, but it's super tight.
Yes.
I've seen it done, and it's just like, oh. But looks like he's going to give up on it and wait for some better movement. Which, totally understandable.
Right. And the bad thing is, and he doesn't know this, is that BDButt has that access to better movement with Master Form. So,
yep. Still has to get on the ledge with Aerial Dodge 1.
Right. Well, and I know I've personally done, and I know there are some other runners who have done it, but going into Master Form and getting into the wall using Master Form itself.
Sure.
So
I guess, look at that. Drive 8. Totally doable. Yeah. Grab a couple free levels on Master out of the orbs. BD hasn't leveled it yet. And then, free access to Aerial Dodge 3.
Hey.
8 drive gauge. Yeah, easy.
Love to see it. All right, so what is Sonic's next play going to be? It's most likely going to be that push into Twilight Town.
Exactly what it is.
So, both the runners retreading similar ground and everything like that, so gives us a chance to look over the tracker, just kind of see where we're in standing right now. Because we've killed off a few worlds.
True.
Killed off Beast Castle. We've killed off Halloween Town. We know where quite a few... we killed off levels, which we already knew was a 9. Thanks to the report and everything like that, Twilight Town is killed off.
Correct.
So there's still a few worlds that are in large number. Port Royal's one that you're probably going to want to push at some point.
Yep, still 31 there. Lots left. 29 still left in Hollow Bastion post answers.
Yep. I'm excited to see what BD finds in core. But also knowing those few worlds that have just the 5s are kind of...
Neither player has gone to visit just Pooh. Which is totally understandable.
Right. It's time
but it's a 5.
Yeah.
It could happen in those front 3. It could.
Yeah. Is this the one? Is this the Pooh play? Alright, so...
I don't know where he found it, but BDButt is up to Quick Run 4. Which is actually going to make... If you can get on the Legend Core, it's free. He doesn't even have to master that.
Right. Well, and it depends on what his aerial dodge is at. Is he at aerial dodge?
Just one. Just one.
Okay.
But 4 and 1 is plenty. You can get there.
It is possible.
Don't need to use all 9 of that, 8 of that 9 drive gauge. Right. Here we go. See it. Yep, good.
Nice and easy.
I was just going to fire his way across. Yeah. Alright, good choice.
Heck.
I've really enjoyed the creativity of people finding ways to get across that gap. There are so many avenues to make it work, and it's awesome.
I love the off the wall ones too. Like they're just, I'm going to use, like I'm going to get most of the way over there, and then I'm going to use Valor Form square button just to get that last little bit.
Finish it out.
Like okay, sure, go ahead.
Or some of the more wild ones I've seen where they don't even bother going up on the invisible ledge there. They just do it from the first platform where they go out of bounds.
Right.
And they just launch themselves across. It's like, oh.
Or the full course skip where you just like skip to the last chance.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like, runners who can do that are wow.
Sonic did that, I think, during the charity marathon recently.
Oh yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Valor Form, we found it in core,
As well as another torn page.
Yeah. So that is another 15 on the board. So still quite the possibilities that there could be of what could be here in Hollow Bastion.
It does mean that 4 of the 5 forms have been found. So
the 14s being a 9 and a 5 are starting to become less and less likely.
Yeah.
So yeah, but until we find that last 9, it is still a possibility.
Just getting less and less likely, because our magic, we got plenty of that left. We're down to our last form.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of magic, we found a Thunder in core as well. So now there's an 8 on Hollow Bastion.
So let's see here. We've got a 5 in Hollow Bastion, 5 in LOD, 5 in 100 Acre Wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah. Just the amount of worlds that are just straddling us with one more. There's one more there. So.
Yeah.
Oh, attaboy, Sonic.
Pooh's house.
Oh my gosh. Heck yeah, can we get some poggers in the chat? Sonic making the biggest brain play possible, just going straight to Pooh's house.
He got his first page. This is the right time to go check the front 6. I completely agree.
And the first one.
There it is.
It's right there. Who would have thought?
And now this is going to, because our logic system is infallible, we found proof of peace. So the next proof will be on the proof of peace check.
Yes.
Hollow Bastion.
Of course.
Yes.
There's no other place. There's not even other checks in Hollow Bastion. That's the next check you can play.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Demix fight, he's got nothing.
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 It's an AP boost.
It's an AP boost.
It's a dark anklet.
It's a blizzard crystal. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So, joking aside, both of our runners are back in Port Royal. We are
again.
joining.
Big number makes sense.
Big number makes sense. Sonic is going to find his master form here soon. He is actually using the chicken in the town fight, and BDButt is finally making his way into the 1-minute fight.
Players are pretty even at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, BDButt's pushed further into core, has that on Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic's done all of Timeless River, knows that world's done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and even with that proof, it's like in the first check of
right. It's not really an advantage.
Yeah, that gap is basically a crack in the sidewalk. Like there's nothing. So, yeah. very, very close, very clean race from our runners so far.
Yeah.
Um,
Runner's doing very well. BDButt wishing for that experience boost. Got hit a couple times below half health.
yeah, this is a good place to level up on this fight because they give some pretty good experience, especially paired with the experience boost.
Yeah, a Chicken Little experience boost grind here is very worth.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Blizzard. All right.
All right. Got a blizzard. Blizzard off the board. All right. Okay.
I'll happily take Blizzara going into more Port Royal. Like, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because this is Blizzard and Thunder Central. That's
you wonder
pretty
what
much
pirates are weak to? It's Blizzard and Thunder.
Yeah.
Just in case you ever run into pirates in your daily life.
Yeah. Just and historically, storms out at sea were not a pirate's best friend, and as we saw in the third movie, the cold really affects those pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So something I've found here.
Oh
recently.
no!
Ooh!
Oh no! That's a bad death.
Yeah.
Because you have to redo both of these fights, and that is not an insignificant amount of time.
Yeah. And also, no, you are not seeing double. These are two separate runs, but they are in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Sonic making up that time just from that death alone. It's insane.
And I like the choice of summons, and this is very much personal preference. Both are very viable.
Mm-hmm.
We got one using Stitch, with the other using Chicken Little.
Something else I found good in this fight, Master Form Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Just
dash around like an idiot.
Yeah. It's just, if you aerial dodge up to the second floor and just do a finer, it just wipes out like that entire top deck.
Ugh.
It's
gorgeous.
It's so good. But yeah, both the runners making it through this.
Sonic doing what Sonic does best and just finding ways to use forms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's always good to see a runner like not routing around forms, but routing with forms.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between like I'm going to step into this room and I'm going to level this form up a lot, or I'm just going to casually go into wisdom form, kill some shadows along the way, revert out in the next room. Like it's just so good. It gets you some free checks, levels it up so that their movement is stronger and everything like that. It's always good to see.
Our second proof.
Got the proof of non-existence. All right. So.
Still a 19 after that, though.
Right. So we could still have.
Number.
Yeah, we could have a double proof in Port Royal. Who knows? But definitely getting into Sonic's mindset here with him having two proofs. I would expect a push into the world that never was shortly after this, because usually it's determined that when you have two proofs,
that
you
is the typical play, yeah.
Yeah.
But Sonic and point hints in general, looks like he's going to prove you right, but point hints in general kind of steer us away from that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I then just starts to prioritize those fives for me, or those potential fives. Right. So, yeah. I guess there's a chance this 14 could turn into that 9-5. So it's not the worst idea.
Well, and also due to the fact of as soon as you get that last proof, you just want to start doing final fights.
Right.
And just closing that distance to final fights is always a good play.
But we found a cure early, so this is no longer a proof world. We know that.
Yep, it is 2 sevens, but still a world you have to do. So.
Yep.
Um,
But see, I would see that, and then I would go, all right, do I have the tools to do these fights fast?
mm-hmm.
And Sonic does ish. He's right on the floor for magic, and it looks like he's going to opt quick run.
Yeah. Which at this point, you've also got... he's also got 36 strength, if I'm seeing that correctly.
Yeah.
So he is just above the floor. But this is definitely one case where you want to quick run him.
Yeah. I was just thinking, he's got the Reflex, he's got the Thunder, he's got the Blizzard. There's loops available to him. And if he came back a little bit later, he'd get through the fight faster than if he quick ran him.
Right. And so while Sonic is quick running Roxas, BDButt found the second proof in 100 Acre Wood and is making his way to Demix. So So we're going to see that. What did we say? The last proof is on.
Proof of Peace.
Proof of Peace. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. So he's going to make his way towards that. Also, Chad, I will pop off if we're correct.
Hey, you call the form early. I'll just call a proof late. Powers combined.
Yeah, of course. It just shows how good of commentators we are. We just know.
We just know.
Mm-hmm.
Zach totally didn't give us a spoiler log ahead of time.
No. Well, at least not me. I know.
No, I'm not special enough.
All right, but speaking of getting wisdom experience, we are getting some wisdom experience on the way down through the Final Fantasy fights.
Great place for some wisdom levels. You never know what you're going to find. So
yeah.
And also, it's just faster than not being in a form.
Oh, yeah. Now, one thing you would love to have going through these Final Fantasy fights is experience boosts, which Sonic just found on Roxas.
Mm-hmm.
Just found one of them. So that's a pretty good find, especially going through the rest of these fights, the rest of these worlds, and everything like that. Like having that in the back pocket of, I'm going to get hit once and just start leveling, especially having that once more.
And he immediately turns it on. Probably means he's going to try and do it on Dragoons.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little bit here, because the once more will actually proc on this.
Right.
There we go.
Something else, I know we have horizontal slash.
Yep.
Did they find Berserk Charge anywhere?
I believe so. Thank you, voice in my head. Yes, they have.
Okay.
So yeah, Zigbar's been on the table for a little while at least, because they've had Final, they've had Hori Slash for a while.
Right.
But as we know, there's not a ton of rush to go push him until you have more. Especially at a 14. You know there's not going to be 3 proofs to the world there never was.
Right. But also looking at Sonic's stats, 38 and 38, that is above the floor. And with Final Form, that number increases more. So that's still there. But
I like this choice from Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
He knows there's a lot left in Hollow Bastion. Like, that's a lot of checks, but it's also a lot of number. Mm-hmm. He's going to chase down something he knows is both more information and a 5.
Yes. Yeah. And also he's going to get more information out of this. So it's, just good all around. Meanwhile, we've got 1,000 Heartless fight from BDButt over here. He also found a report just before it saying that Disney Castle is a Thunder. So that kills off Disney Castle for him, so he doesn't have to push Timeless River.
So that's a good little time save for BDButt.
Mm-hmm.
shame neither runners found limit.
Yeah, because this would be a wonderful place to level up limit. Also, a good way to refill your magic. If you were to use magnet strats and everything like that, just go into limit form, pop some magnets, and it refills your drive really quickly, and then go back into it, rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Who is winning? They are pretty close.
They're very close.
Yeah.
They're both pushing things that they might have a chance to find a last proof in. BDButt does not know about... Oh, we did find the one in Pooh. So they're tied in proofs. So it kind of anybody's game still. They're just choosing different paths as to which might have it.
Also, BDButt taking
a bad death.
That is a very bad death. He was like in the 580s, 600 range in terms of kills. So yeah, he is still under-leveled for where you should be at this point in the game, especially in the defense stat.
Very much in the defense stat. 11 defense is... you might as well be made out of paper mache here.
Right. And that once more can only do so much.
It saved him there, but if he takes another hit right now, down he goes again.
The other saving grace here is that the enemies drop health orbs, just not big enough ones to like restore your health to full.
Down again.
Yeah, and he's down again, but he is relentless on this. He knows that the proof is on the proof of peace. So he is going to get it. Meanwhile, Sonic is just casually beating up urns.
Heck those urns.
Heck those urns, dude. Chad is winning, of course. Chad always wins in these races.
Yeah. The viewers generally win.
Yeah. Because heck those urns, yeah. Yeah, because it's always... I don't want to say satisfying, but like it's always fun whenever the runner gets like a really tough seed and everything like that, because Chad is just eating it up.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, it's not here. Oh, it's data demics. Haha.
Oh, streamer, good luck.
Oh no, it's late. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. You have work tomorrow. Oh, you poor thing. Go fight him.
Yeah.
But something we did find is a torn page in Olympus Coliseum. So Sonic has dipped out of there and is pushing LOD.
Yeah. Convenient that it was not necessarily the earliest it could have been, but not the latest either. We didn't have to go, and fight Hades for that.
And BD is finally deciding to get out of Hollow Bastion and is actually going to LOD as well. So if this is an LODC, then both the runners are very close to one another.
Yep, Sonic just has that little bit of progress past BD in the world that never was. Mm-hmm. But
so while we said earlier both the runners are pretty much at the same place in terms of things that they found and everything like that, exploring through the game, I would kind of give Sonic an edge here, just because while BDButt was trying to do 1,000 Heartless over and over and over again, Sonic was finding stuff. He was finding information. He was finding fives. So Sonic is widening this gap a little more, especially pushing into LOD a little bit earlier and getting that Roxas kill over BDButt.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think Sonic does have an edge here, but it does come down to where's the last proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the only place right now where BDButt has an edge on Sonic is Hollow Bastion. He knows that there is one more 5 there. He went through all of Core, which isn't too long of a play.
But that plus Final Fantasy fights is not insignificant.
True. And then we also have a big number looming in the background for both the runners, and that's STT. It's a world that neither of them have pushed into at all. And with it being a 28, there's a lot of fluctuation that could be going on there.
And there's only 2 worlds that Limit Form can be in right now, and that's Port Royal and STT.
Right.
So, both runners have more than enough stats. They could push Port Royal too to figure that out. But it's kind of a risk. Port Royal 2 is not fast, but it's not slow either.
Right. Well, also, we're kind of at the point in the seed where you can start to do math and start to figure out where everything is. Looking at this tracker and figuring out what they all have, I'm willing to say that SP is another 3-5 world. Just with it being a 10 and everything like that. And I'm willing to bet that Limit Form is in Port Royal, and it's another 5 there. Because looking at this tracker and everything like that, I think STT is 4 magics.
So what happens if it's there? That puts it to a 19.
Mm-hmm.
So 775 would get us there.
Yeah, there's a possibility, but just looking through it and trying to do some math and do some overthinking and everything like that, that's how the seed is starting to look in my eyes, at least.
It's one of the best points about this arrangement of points for the point hints. Is A, stuff is figurable, and B, there's enough ambiguity that you can't know for certain until you are to a certain point in the seed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the organizers did a very good job with assigning the point values across the range that they did.
Right.
It's still made for some of the fastest seeds we've ever seen.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed these settings.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, so both of our... Well, at least Sonic is on Summit Fight. BDButt is heading into Summit Fight. So, once again, they're still neck and neck and everything like that. But looking ahead to what's coming up, could Sonic be... Well, could both the runners actually? Could they be able to do Sean Yusuke?
They both have access to Master Form. Their aerial dodge itself is a little light, but they do have High Jump 3. So at least Sonic has High Jump 3. Like BDButt's only in High Jump 2, looks like.
Gotcha.
So BD will have to probably double master. Sonic might be able to get away with just 1. Never mind, only has level 1 Master Form, so we'll also have to double master.
Right. Gotcha.
And it'll still be tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but both the runners are definitely going to try this.
Absolutely.
Just, at least from BDButt's mindset, just thinking about how he had those 3 deaths in Hollow Bastion. It's that point where a runner gets into that mindset of, I've wasted too much time here. I need to make up lost time.
Yeah, I gotta go.
That. Yeah, I gotta go.
I gotta get checks.
Correct. So, yeah. So we will see. Sonic is going for it. He does have a drive recovery, so...
Just gonna do a little bit of extra safety. Yeah.
And he did it.
Perfect.
All right, so 8 checks right at your disposal, Sonic. What do you got? after he does a bit of menuing here.
Yeah. We want to know the checks, Sonic.
Come on, man.
Second chance is in the back here.
Ooh, okay, so that was our 5. It's definitely something BDButt is going to find out if he is able to do. Sean, you skip. No reason he shouldn't be able to, but I am interested to see where Sonic decides to go after this.
I would bet Calabash.
Yep, and you would be correct. Getting a little bit closer to that proof of peace.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to be wrong, but I'm also so ready to be right.
100% yes.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right, BDButt, you can do it.
Oh, he got it.
Nice.
Let's go. All right, so he's going to find that second chance. Yeah, paired with both of those.
Yeah, the second chance and once more are on. Safety is enabled.
Mm-hmm. I was going to make an obvious pun about how he gets a second chance, but we're beyond that. We're beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
It's too early in the day for that.
It's too late in the day for that. Correction, it is never early enough for that. All right, so BD, once again.
Back to 1,000 Heartless.
Back to the 1,000 Heartless.
Has the safety this time?
Mm-hmm.
Sonic doing a Master Fire climb. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we will see what BD finds there. Meanwhile, Sonic is
catching up.
He is catching up.
At least in Calabash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something else that Sonic has an edge in BDButt in is the low list timer. Because if you look at it, he has got, was that a minute and a half?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah. So that's... I haven't seen it too much recently be that much of a factor, but definitely there have been races where it has all come down to the low list timer.
Yeah. There's been a number of very good races during the league here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, that's one heck of a race.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the reason the clocks are different? So we have 2 timers going on for both these runners in this race. One timer is actual time, so the amount of time that has passed during the course of this run. And then the other one is a loadless timer. So basically, it's a program that was developed to keep track of how much time you are spent in-game minus your loads. So like going between route transitions and everything like that, between cutscenes and everything like that. So
more or less to make up for differences in computers.
Right.
Technology and
So
stuff.
Yeah, it helps to close the gap between emulator and PC because PC has very fast load times and emulator
is doing its job and being a PS2.
Yeah, it is. It is not doing as well, but it is definitely something. Anyway, Sonic is
heading straight to Demix.
BD is taking a minute thinking about his life.
Yeah. Reminiscing on the good times, the bad times, the 1,000 kills.
Mm-hmm. And we've still not found this 5, so...
Proof of peace.
Proof of peace. Let's go. I will be happily wrong if it is a Sephiroth seed.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
will have no issues if that's the
Yeah.
case. But the meme was set, so
yeah. This is a commentator's curse we want. All right, BD. Don't be like Sonic. Don't leave us in suspense. Tell us immediately.
yeah, no menuing here. Just
No menuing, no rearranging your items. What do you got?
show us what you got.
Up top.
Heck yeah!
High five on 3. 1, 2, 3.
3.
All right, so this got interesting.
Yeah, it did.
So
Sonic still has all Final Fantasy and 1000 Heartless before he does that, and that's assuming he goes back in to check Proof of Peace check, which would make total sense before starting STT.
right,
But
the
couldn't just leave it there.
The only thing is that BD has to do Roxas. So
Correct.
Either he's going to loop him, he's going to quick run him. So there's still time. So there is still like
And stats are good enough, so
Mm.
there's no problems here.
Mm.
That is a start. Okay.
Yeah. That's an interesting start by BD. He does have auto limit because he got that on levels. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into limit here and does an R's loop on him. And yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, Sonic is on the last phase of Final Fantasy fights. So it really just depends on the 1000 Heartless fight in terms of what Sonic does here.
Yeah, Sonic doesn't have really any better tools to handle this. So as long as he executes it cleanly, he'll, I guess, be as good as he can do. Because BDButt's third or fourth attempt there was great. It was exactly what we would expect for time-wise.
Yeah. I also didn't want to say anything until he was in the 1000 Heartless fight, but something else he might have done is leave the world.
Right.
But, because
this is a time commitment, but it is a guaranteed 5, and they're down to their last 2, and he knows where... he's missing a torn page and the proof, so it's a 50-50 shot. You gotta go for it.
Right. Alright, so we got a Zigbar fight going on BDButt's side. Sonic is slowly but surely making his way through.
See what BD pulls out for Zigbar strat. I'd expect a rune transition, and then either final or Ori Slash, but we will see.
The other interesting thing of note is for chat watching on the restream here, their stats are the exact same except for defense. Sonic has 4 more defense, probably from something that he equipped.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is an extremely close match.
BDButt having a little bit of a struggle getting into the Hori loop here. Didn't put on Berserk Charge by the looks of it.
He did. He does have Berserk Charge.
So he's intentionally dropping that? Letting him come down? Alright.
Yeah. Well, and when you're doing Berserk Charge, you're slowly moving up, like gaining height. So
Sure.
he might have done that to reset himself, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right. But, regardless, through cleanly. Do a little bit of final movement here, because our movement is not great this seed. And heading into Luxord. Sonic, almost done with 1,000 Heartless here, will be hot on BDButt's heels.
Yep.
Hopefully. We'll see if he comes back for the proof of peace.
He probably should.
He should. It's a 5.
Yeah, there's
like we talked about.
There's 3 easy checks, like right after this. So yeah, he's going back in. He's gonna get him. So BD has a boss on him, but other than that, Sonic also did gain another level in that fight, so he does have a few more stats. I say a few more.
Yeah.
Very sparingly.
Well, he's up to 50-49, so I think... Well, I guess he's in final right now. Never mind. Ignore me. We'll look at it when he's not in final.
Right. So yeah, this ending is going to be extremely close, and it might turn into one of those endings I was talking about where Lotus could play a huge role.
So it is almost exactly a 1.5-minute difference, and if Xigbar is done well, it's right around a 2-minute fight. A little less, especially with the stats they have, which are well above floor. I'm so happy it was proof of peace check.
Yeah. Also, I say it was really Surly that called it. So.
Oh yeah, no, I got
that
my
that
proof
is all
and
on
I got
Surly.
I got my proof of peace proof.
There you go.
Thanks for the magnet or the metal detector, Zach. Appreciate it.
We both borrowed it for today. Getting a magnet off of Luxord there. Sonic is going back into the world that never was. Meanwhile, BD is moving on to Science.
Vanilla Magnet. Why does the game wait so long to give you Magnega? I will never know.
They don't want you to do the strats in the 1,000 Heartless fight.
Apparently. Nah, just be slow at the game and show up to 1,000 Heartless at level, 80.
Yeah.
Be fine. BD gonna do some final fire, which is a great thing to do with a high magic stat in the Syax fight.
I don't think Sonic's wasting any time in this fight. I think he's going straight for this.
Yeah, he's not
loop.
waiting for a room transition. Unfortunately, he got DM'd.
Yeah.
So now he gets to wait.
He gets to wait, but then he'll probably break out the final form strats.
Yep. I'd expect to see a magnet right out of the DM here, and then hopefully catch him. I don't fully understand how to catch Xigbar out of his DM, because it seems like a coin flip to me.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of whether or not you keep him locked in his loop of shooting 3 times and then either going into the big blast or into reloading. If you can keep him locked in that, or if you can keep him staggered and everything like that, then you should be fine. But yeah, it's just a matter of if you drop it for even a second, he's gonna get back at you.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Xemnas fight.
Sonic also setting up auto limit for Luxord.
He is doing everything he can to try to close this gap. And
it's going to be so tight.
Ooh,
these are both good runners, so I'm not expecting to see any mistakes out of them for these fights, because I've done these 1,000 times. And these guys are miles better than I am.
BD doing a DM skip on Xemnas without even limit form. He just
Yeah, just raw strength.
just did it.
Luxord being very nice to Sonic.
Sonic was passively leveling on the way up, which
Mhm.
us on the outside looking in, probably not a great idea considering the time constriction and everything like that.
And the stats already. Like,
And the stats already. But I think for these final fights, I think that's actually going to I think that's actually going to help.
This is such a cool Luxord fight. Like, this has been perfect RNG Luxord the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shush, you can join. You head to that link that has been sent out in the comments, and yeah, it'll tell you how to set up the randomizer. Join our Discord, and we got people in here that'll help you if you need help figuring it out. And yeah, we'd be happy to help set you up because this is a wonderful thing to be a part of.
And we got lots more races and content for you to watch too if you just enjoyed the watching bit.
Yeah, and also a bit of a plug, since we've got a bunch of new people coming into the randomizer community and everything like that, and we've got tournaments going on most of the time. But sometimes when you're coming in, it's a little intimidating to join a tournament, just seeing all of these names like these in tournaments. So it may be a little intimidating, but we have a beginners tournament coming up that is pretty good for anyone who's looking to get into tournaments or the randomizer as a whole.
Just a great excuse to race other people.
Yeah.
Without having to, join a Discord call. Or you just show up and you race. And you see how you do. It'll be fun.
And I've also kind of assured that bigger names like this will be staying out of the tournament. It's going to be for newer people, for people who haven't been a part of tournaments before, haven't qualified for tournaments before. So, yeah, just wanted to throw that in there for anybody who is interested in joining and possibly joining a tournament. So.
Yeah. Or if you've been around before, but it's been a minute, and you want to get back on the bike. That's for you too.
Yep. Yeah, getting back to the race here, Sonic is going up to Xemnas. Meanwhile, BDButt is in the engine core. So,
yeah.
Whew.
This is really close.
This is intense.
BD using final through here. It's a super fast strat. Does tons of damage. We'll see how Sonic fares on Zem 1, but I'm expecting Armored 1 from BD to be laughably done in a heartbeat. Armored 1 being one of those few fights that its damage cap is high.
Mm-hmm. It's very high. He is also just making use of second chance once more a lot.
All over the place.
In this fight. Just like, yeah, I'm going to take this hit.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. We'll see how this works.
Yeah, this health bar didn't need it. I got more damage out.
Yeah.
Sonic taking the hit from Zem to pop into limit, and this fight should be over.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
My God. It is. Yeah. This is the race that dreams are made of. This is the ending you want to see from a race. Two top tier runners, top of their game, best that they can be, and it's just go go go.
It's yeah.
And I saw earlier in the chat someone said go mode. This isn't necessarily a go mode. Like, this was hidden on Hollow Bastion 3 mushroom proof.
Bees, yeah.
So like it's not necessarily a go mode, and honestly, despite what the differences that these runners have had in routing and everything like that, like Sonic pushing to Timeless River and anything like that, I don't think anybody made a bad play this seed.
No, not at all. BD's taken a couple unfortunate deaths, but some other hits
he was
that he
on
found.
the right track. Yeah.
Exactly. Made his way to do a little bit less. Sonic made good choices, just had to do a little bit more. Wound up in the same spot.
Yeah.
All right, final Zem. Sit. Baby Reflect's a little rough in this.
Mm-hmm. But the stats are good, so this should be a pretty clean fight, all things considered.
He's gonna take a Keyblade. Yep. I don't know what this part's actually called. You just
the part
you have to do the reaction command after the dance.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a.
Oh, and got launched again. Interesting. It happened to me earlier. I was not a fan. I don't like doing the dance more than once. And oh, this is so dome skip. Dome skip. Oh, he missed it.
This is going to be tough because to explain how dome skip works. Basically, once you get him below 1 health bar is when he'll start going into dome. And just like with that grab move, if you are reflecting, oh no.
Oh no.
That is a dome.
Yep. Is he going to take the death through?
Oh, he's not taking
He's going for it. He's going
for
it.
Oh my god. Wow. This is a race, guys. Like, this is...
This is ridiculous.
Holy crap.
Riku did not force it. It's an unfortunate timing. He hit at the end of his combo of Reflex, and so he couldn't buffer one to get into session soon enough.
Yeah, but here I'll explain Dome Skip a little bit. So, yeah, once you get him down below a health bar, he will try to basically like how he did that kick the Keyblades and everything like that. You can dodge that if you reflect. If you reflect or you're in a limit. Because it doesn't allow him to interact with you. So if you get him down below a health bar is when he'll start going into dome. You reflect it, you go into a limit, and then boom, you pretty much just keep damaging him until he's dead. Unless you use the finisher of the limit, and then that doesn't kill him. I don't think, right?
He can die during the finisher, but not with the end damage of it.
Oh, okay. So like when it's chunking off his health bar,
when it's ticking
not
down,
yeah,
you can still kill. Yeah.
But anyway, BDButt is finished with a time of 109.45 loadless. So, Sonic, you have a chance, buddy.
Yeah.
This is going to be...
He's right at the end of Armor 2. This Reflect, kill it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he is going into... He ended that battle at 108.20. So he has a minute and 20 seconds.
Here we go. The 1 minute Zemnis fight.
Let's go.
These stats, it's totally possible. Sonic staying on the ground for this. Wow. Dome takes like 45 seconds-ish. I don't know the exact timing, but it's costly. Sonic just going
did it.
in.
Wow!
Oh,
Sonic
that
did
was
it.
cool.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What a finish. I cannot wait to talk to these guys.
Yeah, that
Like,
was tight.
This is insane.
Thank you for our speedrunners for letting us know how long Dome is.
Yep. And BD, GG's, dude.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Wow.
How do
What a
I...
race.
2 straight races that I've had with Sonic, I lost to getting domed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Sonic,
no.
Sonic, GG's on the win, dude.
Praise the disease. Now it's such a close race.
Oh my
Such a
god.
close
God.
race.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of a meta here. Surly and I were calling that it was on the proof of peace.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you pulled it off of Pooh's house because I was joking about that earlier. I was like, oh, next logical check is proof of peace. It has to be.
Of course.
So I'm sorry. I apologize for commentating cursing that.
I mean, if I didn't death cycle on 1,000 Heartless, I would have been happy with it, you know? I would have gotten it, so...
Right.
Yeah. Without art was a story, I'm glad I first tried that.
It was very scary with the tools we had this seed, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just tell you guys, like, there were points in this run where you guys were so in sync that it could have been the exact same run on both screens. Like, both were in Port Royal at the same time, both on LOD doing the same things at the same time. It was just such a close race that it came down to loadless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like a minute apart clearing through 1,000 Heartless. It was... And then just from then on, you're always that little bit apart the whole way to the end.
Yeah. You get a lot of limit track was fun too. But I used auto limit track for Fireworks Numbers as the Numbers one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BD definitely used it for Zem 1, and I think they're trying for it. Or at least trying to get the skip of any kind going for the
Yeah.
final Zem.
I should have thought of the auto limit strat. I had second chance once more, you know, I should have thought of that. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only real differences I can say between the two of you was BD, you're death cycling to 1,000 Heartless, and Sonic going to TR. Like, that is the only real deviation that you guys had in this entire seed. So you
Okay.
both
Yep.
played incredibly, and it was just such a close race. We were on the edge of our seats there at the end.
Yeah, like, I'm happy I played super well besides, like, fail of course it was, but I made the right call to actually, like, fail out of it for now.
Yeah.
Once I failed it the first time, got that later.
Yep, I think that was a good call. I know when BD eventually made it there, had Master already and was able to just hop right through, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Awesome.
yeah, it was just such a cool race. We're speechless. Like,
Yeah.
like, it is like that.
And you both
ending-
played so well, it's just kind of like, we kind of know what your thought process was going through it. Like, hey, look, there's a big number in Hollow Bastion. We'll go check that. There's a big number in Twilight Town. Let's go look at that.
Yeah.
See, it
Well,
kind
I-
of played itself with the routing a little bit. Wasn't too tough.
Yeah, like, I was kind of considering SCC too, but with the information we had, like, I might go with no rush Hollow Bastion over SCC.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that guaranteed 5 instead of delving into something that you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, at that point, literally a 50% chance that it was either the proof or not the proof.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly that.
Whew, I am tired.
I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Both of you, like, yeah. What is that? 39 seconds. 39 seconds decided
Yeah.
this entire run. Like, that is insane. And like I told Chad, this is the stuff that dreams are made of. 2 runners, top of their game, killing it, and it just comes down to like small things. And yeah, this was definitely a wonderful race to watch, to commentate for, and you both played excellently.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
GG's BDButt. I'm sure we'll see you around in future tournaments. Sonic, you're headed up against Ragnoth.
Well, yeah. I
Ooh,
know.
yeah. Ready for your grudge match?
Yep.
All right,
Good.
and chat for right now. We are we are done with our race for today, but the next scheduled race is going to be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be Mega Slim versus VG Master. So I hope you guys will tune in and check that out. But for now, we are going to be rating Sonicshadowsilver2. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this race, and we look forward to the next.